Hello and welcome to Viper Strategies, where we put roulette strategies to the ultimate test. This is not a simulator app. We are using a custom built software to back test strategies against real casino spin data. That means real outcomes, real risk analysis, and real world results. This is more than just content. It's a passion project. After years of getting beat up from the casinos, we decided it was time to fight and strike back. So on this channel, we fine tune strategies, run deep performance analysis, and stress test across multiple sessions against thousands of spins to see if they really have true profit potential. Because around here, we always test before we invest. Before we jump into today's video, I do want to preface this video and let you know the following videos will be less wordy and we'll be diving straight into the meat and taters basically. Just to show you what you came to see. Test, and more testing, because as I always say, we test before we invest. This is a new project and it's very exciting. We have a bunch of cool stuff coming out, a lot of fun stuff. So I do just got to explain some things in these first couple videos. So I just hope you understand that. So in today's video, we're going to do a real casino data versus AI generated data. This actually was brought up to me by one of the subscribers in the comments. I thought it was an interesting test, so I was going to go ahead and run it and see how it goes. Because is there going to be a difference, right? Does it really matter? I don't know. We're going to find out. That's why we test. So we are going to put AI generated spin data versus real casino spin data. Let's see how that pans out. The strategy we're going to be using is called Viper Fibonacci 13. Very unique one. I will get in that a little later. But this did actually spark an idea. Most of us are familiar with the Roulette Royale app. And I've been reading a lot of negative stuff on it. I know I've been playing with it for a long time now, and it does seem like it switches into like a losing mode. I don't know if this is just superstitious, psychological, something in my head. I don't know, but I have seen a lot of negative feedback on it. So I was curious to have like a Roulette Royale versus real casino data. So the idea here would basically be collect 100 spins from the app playing the same system to uncover any potential biases. To be honest with you, I do not have the time to do that. But if somebody is interested in a test like that, just to show like an apples to apples comparison with the same strategy, I could send just a comment down below and I could send you a system to run. I would prefer if you could like screen record it as well. Just to capture those numbers, just for full transparency. Also want to bring up, watch till the end. I do want to show you a bonus feature near the end of the video that I think you'll love to see. Very, very exciting stuff. So before getting into the test, I do want to address a few questions that were brought up in the previous video. One of the first questions I got was how to access the software, or can I buy it? Well, I talked it over with the professor. So if you don't know who that is, he's the creator of this. This is basically his creation. And we talked it over and we got to get a few ducks in a row and figure some things out. But we think we can make this available fairly soon, probably within like the next couple weeks. Most of that being we have, I know he's currently on vacation. We have a trip planned to Vegas coming up pretty soon. So that's probably really what's going to hold us back. But we can probably get something soon. So we are thinking about that. Prompted us to start thinking like, okay, what if we come up with a exclusive founders circle? We'll have like limited spots. So if you're interested in this, just I do have that email, roulette.strategy777 at gmail.com set up. I get a lot of emails sent to me for new strategies. So if you can, and if you're interested, just title the email, sign me up to be a founder. That will help filter out those emails so I could, see who's interested. And yeah, when we figure out some things and when we're ready to distribute and figure out how to like distribute the software, I'll reach out to all you guys and you guys will have first access to it. And we're looking for maybe around like 10 early adopters that want to be a part of this project. So if you have extra time and you're familiar and know your way around a computer, that would be super helpful. This would actually be a win-win, right? So a win-win in the sense that because we can create a insider circle private chat on Discord, and any bugs or issues, because again, I said in the previous video, it is still in a beta testing. It's running well enough for sure to use it, but it's still, there's some things we want to polish up, right? Make it real smooth. So like any issues could be reported within the private group. Okay. Next question. Why only a single €0 will? Well, initially we did have a double zero in there. We disabled it, and the reason being is we typically play online, and we have the option to choose between a Euro wheel and American wheel, and it's pretty easy choice considering the Euro wheel's house edge is only 2.7%, and adding that double zero on the American bumps it up to 5.3%. So almost double. Very easy decision. But I do understand some of you guys don't have that option. So let me know in the comments. If we get enough requests for it, we can enable it again and implement it back into the software just to run some of these back tests to give you better results, better testing for you guys to see. So just let me know on that. And last question I want to address is, where are we getting the data? Is it real? Is it from an automated table? Okay. So I don't want to disclose exact casinos for some obvious reasons, but I do. But rest assured that all data is collected from a live dealer. We're talking a real table with a real human spinning a real ball. Okay. These are not, because I know a lot of online casinos will have, those automated wheels. We are not collecting any data from those automated wheels. Why? We see it basically as the same as collecting from a simulator app. I do not trust it. Anybody that plays that, that's, to me, is too risky. I don't trust that at all. I don't trust real wheels either sometimes, but it's as close as we're gonna get. So none are coming from actual brick and mortar casinos. I mean, just think about it. I'm not gonna sit there 4 or 5 hours to collect, 400 or 500 spins. First I'm gonna look super sus. So I'm gonna have to probably sit down and play some super slow progression strategy. I don't know. That's not feasible. So they are from online casinos, but they're all reputable. They've been around for a long time. You use real money. Okay. So with all that said, let's go ahead and test today's video. Let's jump into it. I'm gonna pull it up right now. So we got Viper Bet pulled up. Let me go ahead and start a session. So let's start out with AI. So we're gonna do 100 spin test. Let me get this all set up for you guys first, and then we'll explain as we go. All right, so apples to apples comparison, 100 spins, AI generated versus real spin data. So our starting balance, to keep it even, we're just going to use a generic $1,000 bankroll. Base units, we're going to use $1. This is irrelevant for the test. So right here, you could see, I'm going to highlight it. You see that? That's it's called Viper Fibonacci 13. So let's go ahead. Actually, let's pull up our back testing feature. Let's extend this out a little bit so you guys can see. Extend it out a little bit. There we go. Frequency, I brought this up in the previous video. I'm going to start it slow. So let's just set that at 3 seconds right now. And then let's go. This came from Chat GPT. So just like I said, artificial, just random numbers, 0 to 36. And so we got that input. Now let's go down here. Let's make sure we go from disabled to enabled. Let's go active on that one. And let's check out. Okay, so this was designed initially for a Fibonacci sequence, as you can see. Since then, this is our configuration screen. We have implemented options, all right? Padavon, Karsh, and we could also do a custom, okay? Let's just go Padavon. Padavon's, it's very similar to a Fibonacci sequence. It's just a little longer. So I think let's just roll with Padavon today. And you can see here in the customs, I could go in here and change this. I could literally just go all ones or go 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4. I could change this to whatever, and the software is going to match that. So if you think you could come up with a custom progression that will be the best and the most resilient, this is where you could implement it in, right? There's a bunch of configurations. I'm going to keep it fairly simple for this video. So let's go max progression level. I want to let this ride out. I don't want to put a cap here, right? This is a cap for progression sequences. So let's say you're uncomfortable letting it ride to level 7 or 10 or whatever. This for test reasons, I'm gonna just go max at 20 right here. Win step backs. I'm also going to be fairly aggressive on this one. This is basically like, hey, once you get a win, let's step back 2 or 3 or 4 in the progression. Okay, that's all that means. So let's just keep that at 1. This one's numbers to bet on. These are all inside single numbers. I like 12. 12, just, I don't know. Just go. It's like kind of not right in the middle between the range of 1 to 20. 20, I feel, is a little too much. But there's always a balance. This is something we could play around with. I could go super low on it. I could go medium on it, and I could go high on it. We could do back to back to back testing like that too, to see what these. That's what's so nice. So if we create this founder circle, then you guys get access to the software. You could sit here all day and play around with these configurations. There's like literally endless potential what am I trying to say? Endless potential like combinations, right? You could combo the shit out of this system with all these configurations. I'm just keeping it very basic. I just want to show you the outline, okay? Zero hedge. Most of you guys know I'm not a fan of zero hedge, but this would make sense when you get higher in the progression. We're gonna leave it out. Like I said, I'm gonna pretty much keep everything basic. Win streak, we'll keep it there. Profit reset, we're going to not do a reset. Skipping rounds, we'll keep that there. Restart at session high. Most of you like to play this way, so I'll just keep that enabled. Let's just save those like that. That looks all right. All right, so test number 1. This is artificial intelligence collected from ChatGPT. And let's go ahead and make sure this is set up, that's set up, this is active. We got our configurations. So let's pull up the bet visualization and let's start the test. All right. Okay, so I'm going to just pause real quick. First bet is $12, and you can see we have dollar bets everywhere, okay? Dollar bets on 12 numbers, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 12 numbers covered, and these are all the bets right here. So let's go ahead and unpause. I'm going to start very slow. We got a loss right off the bat, another loss right off the bat. Oh, 3 losses. Okay. Dang. Okay, 4 losses. Finally got a win, but we are not in session high. Okay, we hit session high right there. Okay, we hit a new session high. Okay, so every time it goes session high, remember our configurations. See, this is session high right here. Let me make sure I remind myself to highlight it. Just if you're looking on your phone, it might be difficult. And then so we reset. Now base level goes back down to 1. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up. Try not to make this video process too long. So right here, I'm gonna go ahead and change this to 1 second. So you can see now it's gonna spit out data every second, okay? And if you look up here to your top right, this is our process spins. And we are currently at 20, okay? And let me just go over this, anybody new to the channel. So right here, we started at $1,000. This is our bankroll. This is going to keep track of our wins and losses. This right here is keeping track of our highs. And this is our profit, our current profit. We got unit size. We got we're using $1 units. It shows you last spin. This is the part I skipped earlier. We can set a goal here as well. There's a bunch of stuff. But let's go ahead and just continue this test and see what happens on artificial intelligence numbers. I don't know if it's going to make a difference. We are going to see. We're going to do so after the test run, if you look right here, I could pause it or stop it. It's going to spit out some data. I'm going to go ahead and in the Google Docs, I'm going to keep track of that data. So after we run both tests on on the same system against the real spin data versus the AI generated data, I'm going to show a comparison. I don't know what that is. It might be good, it might be bad, it might not matter. I don't know. We're gonna figure it out today and see how it goes. And where are we at? So our high, you can see right here, our high is 13.12. We're on a losing streak, actually a long losing streak, but we got a big hit right there. All right, let's see if it busts. Let's see if it survives the test. Let's see. We are going to find out. We're currently at 63 on the spin count, which is nice, right? Because like I make videos on the other ones, and to get to 90 spins, it takes forever, man. I mean, a minimum about 25 to 30 minutes. Sometimes it's higher. It's on the higher side. All right, so let's see what we get here. We are currently at 79, super high in profit. We peaked out at 1,708, so that's $708 profit. We're on a losing streak right now. Just got a win. All right, let's see. We are at 90, and like before, that's like one little bug. That it's off by one, so I'm actually going to pause at 101. 99, 100. Okay, 101. You can see up here 101. The reason why I did that is, let me just show you here in the strategy manager. If I would have stopped at 100, this would have been off by one. Okay, so this is a 100 spin test. We got 43 wins. Look right here. We got 43 wins and 57 losses. That's actually pretty good that you're winning less times. And look at where our profit is. We made, with AI generated numbers, profit of 864. Let me go ahead and log this. Hold on just 1 second. So our profit, I'm going to keep profit is at, let me go ahead and do the spins first. All right, win loss. We got a win loss of 43 wins against 57 losses. This is on AI generated, and that was data set 3. All right, that was 100 spins. And actually, let me just go ahead and pull this over so you guys could see. Let me just pull this over from the other one. Oh my God, I don't know. Hold on, something's wigging out. Okay, there we go. Sorry, I got split screen. I don't know, maybe because it's recording. Okay, so we're using $1,000. I'm gonna have to minimize this or make this a little bit smaller so I could see what's going on here. And first line, our profit was, let's stop this. Okay, so our profit high right here. So our profit at the end is, go ahead and log that, 864. ROI, don't feel like figuring that out right now. End balance is 1864, and our session high was 1876. And we're gonna tab over session low. This is one too that you do want to keep track of, right? Because we're playing. Look right here. We're playing with $1,000 bankroll, and we only dip down. I know this is artificial numbers, right? But still, only dip down. What's that? $196. Okay, so this is actually pretty good results. That's probably gonna be pretty hard to beat. But like I say, we're running some real data too, so we don't want, I mean, we got a simulator app to kind of give us this data. So let's do a comparison test. All right, so we deactivate. So we stop that. We're gonna stop this. See, this one was AI. Now we're switching over to test number 2. So let's go. This is real casino data. Let's go ahead and put that in. Start a new session. All right, here and here. All right, select, those don't matter. Okay, we're doing apples to apples again. This is $1,000 bankroll, just like the previous. Also $1 unit size. We don't need this, is irrelevant. Going down to the same, we gotta activate it, and let me just make sure. I'm pretty sure it saved the parameters in the configurations. I just want to double check just to make sure everything's straight. Padavon, okay, we got that checked. Max progression at 20, win step back numbers at 12. I'm pretty sure that's all we changed, and make sure restart at session highs enabled. All right, we're going to save those results, and let's go ahead and start. All right, so we are going to start, and I don't have to explain, so I'm going to just let this bad boy run through. And pull up the bet visualization so you guys could see. Oh, one thing I did bring up. Okay, so you guys see the bets right down here kind of moving around. We're playing around with some stuff, man. We're playing around with some AI learning stuff. Okay, I don't want to give too much info, but just give you a little insight on some of the AI stuff. They do short term, long term, mid term reading the wheel, right? We all know that the wheel goes choppy, it goes streaky, sometimes over long periods. The AI stuff is learning. Now, this is very, very recent stuff because, I mean, about 10 months to a year ago, it simply was not smart enough to implement. It just wasn't working. So I just want to just bring that up. It's not there yet, but I'm just saying there's very exciting stuff coming out, guys. So if you like this stuff, like, comment, send it to a friend, share the channel. Like anybody that's into this game, I'm really excited to be a part of this community. I'm so glad I'm not just the only one that's obsessed with it. It's a huge challenge, right? We're constantly trying to find the best strategies, and now coupling that with AI and the sheer computing power that we have at the tips of our fingers today is amazing, man. Because like you if you show this to somebody that used to play, or back it up and go back in time, back to somebody in 1980, some serious gambler, and showed them this, oh man, I don't think that they could put a price on something like this. And no, so very, very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff. Let's see where we're at. We're up $600. The high is 672. We have processed right here 85 so far. Beautiful. We're almost finishing up. And remember, we're going to stop the count at 101. Okay, something right here that happened. I'm going to pause it right here. We're not quite there. Look what happened, guys. Okay, so this is part of what I was talking about earlier. We have some things in the strategy where once you hit so many losses, it's just going to pull out. This is a feature that's implemented on a handful of strategies just to stop the bleed, basically. So this one did not allow us to go all the way through. And what it did, see, it's a safety feature in the sense that now we still up. We're up $228. That probably should have been disabled. Maybe it could have came back. But that's just like one of those safety features we put in. So let me just go ahead and stop, and let's go ahead and review. Like I said, this is super raw stuff, man. I'm just jumping in here and showing you. So there are, so we got $228 profit because of that stop loss that was implemented. That's kind of a protection feature. We're still playing around with a lot of things, but we did peak out at a session high of 672. So let me go ahead over here and pull the screen back over so we can compare the two. All right. So so we still ended in profit. That's a positive. Keep in mind, we did, let's see, our session high was 1672, and our low, we actually dipped pretty low, little lower than, well, not pretty low. It's about the same, $880. That's only about what, $24 spread compared to the other ones. I do want to look at the win rate. Oh, I can't. I already ended it. I should have pulled that up before. Sorry, guys. If I click out of this, I won't be able to scroll into the manager because I ended the session. I got to look at that before. Sorry about that, guys. So let's review. So $1,000 each, base unit, dollar, and here's okay, so AI did generate a better profit, right? But that's not real numbers. It's like I said, it's AI generated. Here's the real kick right here. Boom, that stop loss saved us, and we ended the session with profit. So that's a nice feature. Um, we did peak out here too. That's also something to keep in mind. This strategy is fairly aggressive. Even using a Padavon system, I think a custom system would have been better to really have a slower progression. So if you were going to play with Padavon with dollar units, I'd probably honestly recommend like $2,000 bankroll. I just hate using bankroll. If we could get results, look right here. If we could get results like this, barely dipping into our bankroll and it's still making money for us, that's great, right? So if you like this system, let me know in the comments. I could vigorously test this like a ton, right? I could test the shit out of this in so many different ways. So let me know what you guys' thoughts are on today's run. And that wraps up the testing. So that was AI versus real spin data. Okay. And so, like I mentioned earlier, there's a bonus I want to show you. Okay. So let me show you something. So let's go here. Let me get this out of the way. Come on. I'm going to slide this over. I'm going to minimize that. And this is the bonus feature I'm so excited to show you. Hold on just 1 second. All right. Okay, so this feature is basically, let me just pull some stuff up here. Let me pull up, let's see, let's go notes. Let's just pull up this data set right here. We're going to use this for an example. This is just AI. I know we're just using these numbers for numbers' sake, okay? But I want to show you something. Let me close out of this screen. We got that stopped. All right. We got to start a new session. I'm going to show you something. Let me just get things set up here real quick. Just bear with me. $1,000 bankroll. Unit size is dollar. We're going to skip. All right. We are going to strategy manager. Let's just go ahead and roll with the same one. Let's roll with the same one. Okay. Activate that. And okay. Let's go ahead and minimize this one. Okay. And let's clear this out. Okay, we got clear screen right here. We got numbers right here. Okay, so this is what I was talking about earlier. This is a feature that can actually, so back testing can be more than just testing. This is a feature that could potentially be a betting assistant. Like, so for instance, I'm going to give you a little simulation right here. Let's say let's call this screen right here. Let's call it an online casino, okay? And as they spin data, we're gonna go down this list. And as we go down this list, we're gonna punch them in manually right here. Okay, so here's the idea. Let's say we back test a specific system, and it wins more times than not. Let's say out of 10 sessions, separate sessions against different data sets, it wins 7 to 10 times. Well, great. I have confidence running that system, right? So with that, I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to put that system in. And let's just hypothetically say it's this system that we implemented, this system being Fibonacci 13. So, okay, let's roll with that. And let's see what happens. Okay, so spin number 1 comes out. Look right here. Spin number 1 is 10. So we click on 10 right here. And look at what happens. It tells us where to put our bets. Okay, so we could put our bets. It's going to, let me pull this one up. Okay, so you can see it better. So you could have these 2 screens up. You could actually minimize this, whatever one you want to keep up. This is just giving you the dollar amount. It is highlighting. You can see what street you want to put. I typically minimize that when I'm doing this. And then, okay, so it also keeps track of all your data too. So, okay, after spin number 1, what comes up next? We got spin 15 or 15. So we click on 15. There's a loss. Okay, so what do? We wait, and then spin 7 comes. So we click on 7. There's another loss. Spin 23. There's another loss. This is exact data that we ran earlier. So then 7 comes up. Boom. Another loss. And then 28 comes up. Boom. Win. Do you see the power of that? We can have a side-by-side screen here. And then this is literally, this just became a betting assistant. Okay. Then it comes spin 35. Then it tells you where to bet next. So like essentially you're taking the human error out of it. Um, and also because you could run it by yourself, there's no issues doing that. But like I showed in the last video, we could go to strategy manager. We could do some of these striker bets. These striker bets are basically kind of like sleepers, right? Where they're betting on columns, single dozens, single streets. And it would be nice to stack with something like this. So let me know if you guys want to see some more videos on that as well. I think that's some fun stuff to kind of go stack these different strategies to find which ones complement each other the most. So before we wrap up today's video, I do want to go over a few tests that I personally came up with. I know that I asked for feedback on the last one. I think it's just better to go ahead and run these and visually show you the different test ideas I have. And I just want to run through them. So I have 8 test name and ideas right now. So I brought up, I think, 5 the last video. But what I'm going to do over the next week and ongoing is I do want to show each and every strategy test idea for these strategies. So the first one's obviously the bracket challenge. We could do a single or double elimination on that. And then the number 2 would be 100 spin trial. Basically what you've seen today. So you're going to have a bankroll, you're going to have a start, end balance, profit loss. All those juicy stats are going to be, it's going to be a comparison test. We could compare different data sets against the same strategy, or we could do the opposite where we're doing one strategy, a bunch of different. Oh my God, I'm losing track of what I'm saying. I'm sorry, guys. We could do a lot with this. So basically, so the next one's going to be strategy stress test. This one I really thought was great. Not because there's a perfect system out there, because there is not a perfect system out there. All these are potentially going to fail. So I thought, let's find somewhere. Let's find some of those resilient ones. I know a lot of you guys are low rollers and you guys like those slow and crawlers. And I do too. I mean, sometimes I don't mind spending a little extra time knowing that I'm not going to stress any bankroll. So stress test would be great because we're going to run against real data until it fails. I might kind of implement a stop loss because I really don't want to. I don't think so, but hypothetically speaking, I don't want to sit there through like 5 to 10,000 spins. Like that'd be ridiculous. I mean, if we get to like 2-3,000, we could call that pretty much like a golden nugget, right? So that's what that one. So we're going to track and rank those strategies. Another test is what I think would be exciting for a lot of you guys is voter viewer strategy. All right. So the idea behind this is viewers' favorites. So your guys' favorites. So once we accumulate some of your favorites, I'm going to go ahead and post a video. I'm going to give you like maybe 3 to 5 options, and then we could just do a vote on it. And you just let me know which one you guys want to see implemented. These are ones that are not currently in the software, but will eventually be implemented into the software. And of course, by standards, majority wins. So the majority vote wins, and then we'll add that in the software to run tests down. Another one, I know I'm getting a little long-winded. Like I said, the next videos, we're just jumping straight into these tests. Okay, so I can show you all the meat taters right off the bat. Strategy stress test is the one we just talked about. Viewer voted was another good one. Okay, strategy smackdown. This is a apples to apples comparison. 100 spins, 1 winner, exact same numbers. This is like a little side one. This could probably be implemented better with the bracket test. And then one that I'm excited about, which I want for like some of the systems that I'm very attracted to, the ones that I've been using, is this one, is running a 10 trial test. 10 trial test, meaning this can be not necessarily, doesn't have to be 10. The idea behind it is run 10 sessions, different data sets on one strategy. So what that would mean is like out of those, let's say we're running 100 spins each, like kind of replicating a session. If it wins 7 or 8 at a time, I think that's solid. I think that's a keeper, and then we could figure out which ones have a higher rate as far as session win rate percentage. We could always change this too for like little mini series. We could do best of 3, best of 5, best of 7, very similar to like sports. We're going to track, obviously the profit highs, low. I could get the median session profit as well. Another great one I brought up earlier was so if anybody is interested in collecting that Roulette Royale data, I could put it against a strategy and we could run that test. I think that'd be really, really fun too. And of course, the last but not least, what I just mentioned a little bit earlier was a strategy stack test. And this one's going to be fun because I have not experimented with this much. I did show in the last video, I just randomly picked Street Slayer with the strategy I was running, and I forgot what it hit. It hit a big number because it's creating those overlaps. So that might be something worthy of doing some testing on as well. But yeah, so let me know what you guys think in the comments below. We have a ton of exciting stuff. The goal for this channel, I'm really, really trying to squeeze in at least 3 videos a week. I'm trying to shoot for Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The reason now I'm balancing two different channels, but I'm still spending a lot of time working on this software. So there is a lot of exciting stuff to come out. And when I do get the time, I will start peppering it in and squeezing in some more videos. Oh, before I forget, last but not least, I'm going to be running some, I'm doing it anyways. I play like 5, I try to play every night, but I probably realistically, with everything going on, maybe like 4 to 5 times I get sessions in a week, but I'm playing it already. I might as well do what I'm doing now. Might as well just screen record the stuff, right? So I'm going to do that too. I could show you that with the software on the side. I can show you all that. So if you're interested in that too, also let me know in the comments. I gotta get feedback. That helps me kind of like fine tune and gear this channel what you guys prefer, right? This was initially made to like help you guys out, help the whole community, everyone like-minded. I love this game and I'm trying to beat this. I want to flip the damn script, man. We all have. I don't even want to go down that road again. Okay, so I did go on a hiatus and I stopped playing for a long time because I got super discouraged, and it wasn't until I got like a breath of fresh air, in the sense that like, dude, this software gave me chills the first time, in early development, once it started becoming what it is now. So I do want to like emphasize like this is there's some good, I'm gonna end it right here. There's some good stuff coming out, guys, really good stuff. You're getting a little emotional, man. Anyways, let me stop talking, and like always, guys, be cool, stay cool. Until next time, be cool, stay cool. Peace.